Hi there, and welcome to Survey of the Old Testament. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you'll be a part of this class. My name is Dr. Anna Segas. You can see how to spell my name right here, Segas, and then this is how you say it, Segas. Isn't that great? Beal is my husband's last name, and I don't really like it quite as well, but it still shows up in some of my material. So, Dr. Segas, that's who I am. I'm glad that you're going to be a part of this. As you scroll down, through Blackboard, you can see a little bit more about me and about my family, and I hope to give you guys a chance to share a bit about yourself. But one of the first things that I want to do to acclimate you to this course, which is only 8 weeks long, and it'll move really quickly, I want to walk you through the syllabus. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. And so I'll go up into the corner here and be kind of small, but I will be able to talk with you. So here you can see that I am on our Blackboard page. And the first thing that you need to do as a part of this course is to do your enrollment verification. Otherwise, they will kick you out of the class. So please go ahead and do that. The next thing that you're going to want to do is take a look at our syllabus. Here it is. It should pop right up for you. And there are a couple of wonderful things on it. So you can see how to get a hold of me right here. Email is the best way to get a hold of me, or you can call my office phone. In cases of emergency, you can call or text me on my cell phone. Texts are usually better for me. Here you'll see the course description, what we're going to do throughout this course. And the very first thing that we're going to do is that you are going, by the time you finish this course rather, and throughout this course, you'll gain these skills. The first thing is that you'll be able to recognize the significance of major people and places and events and themes that happen throughout the Old Testament. So you're going to know who Sarah is, who Abraham is, who Hagar is. You're going to know things about Daniel and Esther and these key players of the Old Testament. You're also going to know what types of literature are present in the Old Testament. We've got a variety of different literature in the Old Testament, from poetry to narrative to law codes, just lots of different things, even hymns. And so we'll work through all of that through the course of the semester. You're also going to know about the cultural context from which this literature came, when it was written, what else was going on in the world when this text was written. You're also going to know about scholarly approaches. I'm down here on number 3. Scholarly approaches to the Old Testament. Now, you may be used to looking into the Old Testament in a church context or in a Sunday school. And what we're going to do here, even though we are within a Christian context, we're going to take a slightly different look at the Old Testament. Now, I should say that definitely I want you to come at this, if you are a Christian, from a Christian point of view. But it will not necessarily be like a church context. Rather, we're going to treat the Bible as something to be studied, something that nourishes our faith definitely, but also something that we really want to understand. And I think that just in trying to understand the Bible through scholarly approaches can really help enrich your faith. It will force you to ask hard questions, but it will also help enrich your faith. Down here in number 4, you are going to be asked to do critical thinking throughout the course of this semester. That just means that you're going to have to answer difficult questions. You're going to have to back up what you think with evidence. And you're going to have to really think hard and work through some difficult things about the Old Testament. So that's critical thinking. For number 5, you're going to develop skills throughout the semester that will enable you to read and interpret and understand parts of the Old Testament well. So through the course of the semester, you are going to work to understand one specific piece of scripture. It's one that you'll choose, and you'll work with it all semester long, and you will have different exercises that will take you to the library virtually so that you can study that piece of scripture. And that's how you will get in contact with resources for biblical exegesis. Exegesis just means unpacking. It's a really fun part of the semester where you really get to study one passage of the Bible in depth and really get to know it and unpack all of the different things about it. Number 6, you will be able to articulate the value of the Old Testament in shaping a meaningful human life in service to God and to humanity, which is, of course, our motto here and our mission here at Gardner-Webb. When you leave this class, I want you to love God more. I want you to be more encouraged to serve God's people and to serve God with your whole life. And we'll look at the ways that the Old Testament can help frame how you do that. There are a couple of textbooks that you have to have. The first one is your study Bible. And that looks like this. It's a big red study Bible. You can get it on the internet. You can get it wherever you want. You can get the 4th or the 5th edition. Either one will work out fine for you. But this is one that you're going to need even if you already have a study Bible. You're going to want to get this one because we want to be unified in the different comments that are at the bottom of the page. So this stuff up here is across the board what you're going to find in any Bible. But down here, you'll note that there's commentary that goes along with the text, and we want to be unified on what that says. That's why everybody has to buy one Bible. The other thing that you're going to need for this class is a textbook. This is Barry Banster, Reading the Old Testament. You can also get this online, or if you come to our bookstore, you can get it there. It's just got really nice information about the biblical text that you'll want to know, and so this will be a part of your reading. Through the course of this 8 weeks, you will have various readings that you have to do, and it'll come from Bandstra or the Big Red Bible. So you'll have readings that you need to do to acclimate you to the class. And to make sure that you are doing those readings, the very first thing in each course that I'll ask you to do is take a quiz. And it'll be a quiz only over the reading. And so you'll have one quiz every week that you'll have to complete. Then we will also have 2 course exams. So throughout this 8 weeks, you'll complete 2 exams. And then we'll have one final exam at the very end of the semester. So the exams, I want you to know, focus on lecture material, so on the YouTube videos that I have laid out for you throughout the course. The exams do not cover the reading. Then we've got the analysis paper that you're going to complete, and this is a research paper that you will work on the research throughout the semester. And you will get to know your passage of scripture throughout the semester through a variety of exercises. And then finally, class participation. We've got a bunch of discussion boards set up in which I want you to participate and provide me with some of that critical thinking that you're doing about the Bible and the way that it works. So those will be your discussion boards. Here's my grading scale and the breakdown of your grades. So you'll notice that your reading quizzes are worth 15%, participation is worth 15%, the journals that you complete are worth 10%, and so on and so forth. You can read this for yourself. The final grades, this is my grade scale, and this does throw some people off because you're probably used to a 10-point grade scale. This is a 7-point grade scale. So just keep that in mind. If you have in mind a certain grade that you need to achieve, then keep an eye on this. So let's say if you know that you have to get an A, you're going to have to work to stay up above a 93. And that will keep you in A territory. Now notice the C, though, the C cutoff is a 70. And so if you fall into that range, if that's what you need, then keep in mind that you need to get above a 70. And in order to pass the class, you need to get a 60 or above. So keep those kind of in the back of your head as you work throughout the course so that you don't get surprised at the end when your final grade goes up. Couple of different class policies to be aware of. First thing is that most assignments will be penalized 5 points for every day that they're late. But journals and discussion boards will be penalized 1 point for every day that they're late. with the cutoff at 5 points. So there's always an incentive to actually go back and do the journal if you have not done it. Please don't plagiarize. That means trying to write off somebody else's work as your own. Don't do that. That's not helpful to anyone. If you have special needs, I am happy to accommodate you. I want to do whatever I can. Just work with the Knoll program and they will let me know what I need to do to help you. The schedule may change, but it probably won't for this semester. So because it moves so quickly, the schedule that I have laid out for those 8 weeks will probably remain the same. And then finally, you can get an incomplete in this course. So that is your syllabus. I hope that that makes sense to you. Please email me if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. I'm going to stop recording here and move on to something else.